Hello, guys. Welcome back. It's been a while, and yeah, I tried to record this video already, and it didn't quite work because my microphone wasn't on. So I saw Eternals last week, and I want just to give my thoughts. Just a quick rundown of how I felt coming out of the theater and the grand scheme of things with the MCU. As far as the MCU has gone, I think Black Widow was kind of like the worst thing of the entire MCU. I think it was just plain old awful. I hated every minute of it. And it just really sucks because a lot of people, especially critics, are saying Eternals is a ridiculously bad movie, which that is just not true. I really do not understand that mindset because Black Widow was just boring and uninteresting, and it was just a retread of the Winter Soldier, and I hated every minute of it. So, honestly, good job. Good job, critics. You once again were wrong, and once again you have made me question my faith in the critic system. I've always been a proponent of following more what the critics say than what the fans say, and it makes a lot of sense, considering the fact that, I enjoyed The Last Jedi. I've enjoyed movies that weren't really well received by fans more often than not, and I still bash on some of the DC movies because of that fact. They are really bad critically, but apparently they make money. So, that's just sort of my thing. I've always been on the side of the critics. However, this time it is completely different. I think I'm having the case of the DC fan thing where the critics might be wrong this time. The critics are just plain wrong. However, there is a double standard that needs to be said. And this is going to be something that I'm going to apply now because of the fact that, if I'm going to be completely honest, well, I don't agree with the critics anymore. I don't. I do agree on the critic up to this point. I do agree with the critics, but now after Eternals, the critics have just fallen apart and have fallen from the wayside. In my view, it just doesn't work with me anymore. Honestly, putting number scores on anything it's just an awful idea, because people will just get pissed off either way. But let's stop talking about the critics. Let's actually talk about the movie itself. The movie itself, I would say, was not the worst thing in the world. The critics say it's the worst thing, the worst Marvel movie ever produced. I personally do not believe that at all. In fact, I believe the opposite. I think it's one of the better produced movies out there, sort of up there with like Iron Man 3, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, those movies that you want to watch, but will have occasionally on in the background. It's definitely not Thor the Dark World or Black Widow or the first Thor movie where they were just laughably bad. Yes, I'm putting Black Widow at the same level as Thor the Dark World. Don't judge me, because love it or hate it, in which I hate it, Black Widow was just a mess from start to finish. Everything from the blatant source material being completely stolen from The Winter Soldier, which was a vastly superior film. The idea that, Taskmaster was done dirty, which that wasn't even one of my arguments about it. Taskmaster was going to be coming back anyway, so honestly, why are people so upset? But Taskmaster was done horribly. The fact that this movie came out in Phase 4, where nothing from that movie actually makes sense in the grand scheme of things. So it's like, what are you doing, Marvel? And also, it's a character that's dead. She's dead. So why do I care? But back to Eternals. I know, I'm getting off track. Eternals, to me, was a first ever try at trying to make a DC film, a DC-style type movie where everything was a little more story-driven and a little bit more, focused on the focused on the ideas of the Marvel Universe, not really focused on, oh, this particular thing at this particular time, Marvel Cinematic Universe style. This movie was more based on the idea of, okay, let's take these characters and let's break it down and actually try to make it operatic in a way. Try and make it unique from the rest of the Marvel films. And I think it did a really good job doing that. The characters, I don't remember them. Icarus, Cersei, Thena. Those are the only three I remember. Those characters were good. They were fantastic, and all of them in the movie, just they were an excellent family. They actually were a family in this movie. And Guardians of the Galaxy does that exact same thing in the Avengers and, all the other team up movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, label them as family people. However, this one does it a little bit different. It gives it the DC treatment where it does okay, we have this huge thing that we got to stop. There's only one way to stop it, but the team is divided on the subject. In other Marvel films, it's a lot different. In the other Marvel films, it's okay, we got to fix this. Okay, there's a disagreement on how we do it, but we still got to fix it. In this one, it's a little different. In this one, there's visible conflict between these people. There's visible conflict in the fact that, one side wants this to happen and the other side doesn't. So, it's a very interesting concept, and I really did like it. I really did. One thing I'll give the movie that I was the idea that, they were trying to bring in some new things, it was that continuation of the cosmic Marvel Cinematic Universe, which I love. I love the cosmic universe of Marvel. It is so fantastic. It is really well written, and it's so cool to see that, all this work that Marvel Studios has been doing has been paying off. This idea that, you do Iron Man and then you do Thor, and everything in between will work if those two work. It is pretty... This movie is a... what's the word I'm trying to say? Is a confirmation that Marvel can do that. And then those post-credit scenes were fantastic. I'm not going to spoil them if you haven't seen the movie. But they were really good. They really did a good job trying to, tell us what's going to be coming next, because now we got some really fantastic characters coming to the MCU that I am just so freaking excited to see, because oh my god, I want to say it, but I cannot say it. I just want to say it. I can't. Let's not. Okay, let's not say it. Let's end this video here. Anyways, in terms of film, I think I would give it a good old 7 out of 10. That's, that's my average, and, a 7 out of 10. If you wanted to, if you would like to hear a little bit more, I might do another video on the subject, especially if you guys want to hear what I think about Phase 4 and, everything that's come out. But, honestly, the critics were wrong, and I'm not going to trust them ever again. So, yeah, screw you, critics, and you can eat my ass. And I'm never, ever, ever going to trust another movie review ever again. For me, I don't really put much thought into mine. It's kind of hard to put into words. It's more just a fact of how much I enjoyed the film. And my opinion on enjoying films is, if you enjoyed it, give it a 10 out of 10. Give it whatever rating you want, as long as you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, you have every right to give it a low score. So, anyways, dudes, I'm just gonna go. I gotta edit this video and get it out as soon as possible. We got some stuff planned for other channels, like, Flannel Pajamas. We're gonna do some cool stuff. We're gonna be playing some Mario Party. We're also gonna be probably doing some other things, maybe playing some Metroid Samus Returns, which I finally got working. And all in all, I'm still working on getting those edits down for some Super Metroid, so I can continue this Metroid saga that I've been doing. But anyways, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna piss off and do something with my life. So peace out, y'all. Have a good day, and see you in the next video.